We interrupt this program to bring you an important Wayfair message. Wayfair's got style tips for every home. This is Styles McKenzie helping you make those rooms sing. Today's style tip. When it comes to making a statement, treat bold patterns like neutrals. Go wild, like an untamed animal print area rug under a rustic farmhouse table from Wayfair.com. Arr, fierce. This has been your Wayfair style tip to keep those interiors superior.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hello. Welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name's Jason Newland, and this is Let Me Bore You to Sleep. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. And this is Monday's Boring Objects. I hope you're well. I actually started this recording to do a kind of a relaxation recording, and I realised that it's just not quite enough to do that here. Too much noise, too much background noise. Vinny's like cleaning himself, and it's weird. So yeah, I'm going to do this instead, because he is a part of the Let Me Bore You to Sleep, or the Let Me Bore Your Pain Away recordings. And those that listen regularly know who Vinny is. You know that he's a little Jack Russell, little red Jack Russell, who likes to be involved. He's kind of like my co-host in a weird way. Very weird way, really, isn't it? So I've ordered some shopping, and apparently it's on its way. It should be here in about 20 minutes. And then I'm meeting a friend for coffee at this afternoon. So that's the first time I've been out anywhere in public since, wow, December. Yeah, it's the first time I've been out anywhere since December, because that was when I saw my dad at the pub just before Christmas. I mean, I go to the park, and I have been to the pet shop probably since then. I've been to the garage a couple of times, but I don't like going to the garage anymore. I have been to the pharmacy probably a couple of times in that time. I mean, last month I didn't go, but all the other months I did. This month I didn't go, but I asked a neighbour to go and collect it for me, and they did, which is groovy. So probably January, February, March, I got them. You know, I probably had to go and collect them myself. Maybe not January, but definitely February, March. But I haven't been in a public place, you know, sitting down with humans around me. So it's going to be a bit strange, but it's okay. It's a very old friend, someone I've known for a long time. I'm thinking I'm going to talk about Buddhism, because there's a Buddhist friend I'm meeting, and I don't want to really focus on him as the boring object. And also, I don't think that anything I talk about is boring. It's just, yeah, that's the thing. I hope people don't think that if I was going to talk about, let's say, train spotting, or a subject that's some people would be absolutely engrossed and fascinated with, you know, absolutely love, that I'm mocking it and calling it boring, because I'm not. I mean, look at some of the subjects that I've covered in my boring objects. I say look, I don't know what I have myself. I'm going to have to go and look. I go and look. Where is it? Okay. Sleepy boring objects. Monday's sleepy boring objects. So I've now done I've done a lot. There's a lot of episodes. And when I first started doing them, the first one was rain. Okay, that's not something I particularly find interesting. Hair, that's another one I don't particularly find interesting. Bricks. So, printers, cameras, plugs. So I was talking about really random just objects. And then swimming pools, ovens, hitchhiking, books. Now, there's nothing boring about books to me. So that was something that I've had a big interest in over the years. And once I actually get my eyes tested and get some proper glasses, I will be getting back into reading the books once my eyes work. Microphones, that's not a boring subject. Well, mops, now that probably is. So yeah, I don't know how I managed to talk about mops for 35 minutes. Wallpaper. I mean, that is the epiphany of boringness, isn't it, really? Wallpaper or a painted wall. Train spotters, games, beds, hats, jobs, baths. Now the jobs only lasted 38 minutes 59 seconds, and that was the 18th of October 2021. So yeah, I started doing these sleepy boring objects on the 9th of August 2021. So I've been doing it for a while now. I could have made that jobs one last for about 10 hours really. I got baths, wooden benches, Belgium. Again, I loved Belgium. It's like, I don't have an issue with Belgium. I really, really loved Belgium when I went there. Brilliant place. Great, especially. See, whatever I say now is going to probably come across as wrong. It's just, I like the fact that it's flat. Like this, I'm not a lover of hills, really. I'm not. I like to be able to just walk, and you can see ahead of yourself, can't you? You can see what's about. You can, wherever you go. So basically, whenever you leave your house, no matter where you go, how far away you go, you can always see your house. It's great. Tea bags, cheese. So I've done quite a few. The last one I did was dog walking, and I'm pretty sure that was super, super exciting for everyone. Oh God, I'm trying to maneuver the laptop, but it keeps missing. Schools, I did that the week before. Monday's boring objects, but I didn't even give it a subject. And the one before that, I didn't give it a subject. That's weird. I don't know what that is about. Strange. And then I did Willy Wonka. That was the 21st of April. Then another one before that, I didn't give it a subject. That's kind of the point of the thing, isn't it? Why am I not giving them subjects? Doc job. That's the one, 31st of March this year, 2025. Homes. Cleaning jobs. New Year's Eve. Monday's boring objects. So I did a recording on New Year's Eve last year, and it was an hour and 40 minutes. So maybe I was actually talking about New Year's Eves that I'd spent over the years. And then the Monday before that, it was Christmas. Well, it was probably Christmas Eve, wasn't it? New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. So I talked about Christmas for 1 hour and 18 minutes. Blimey. Then before that, I talked about friends, hairstyles before that, counselling degree, girlfriends, I'm gonna tell your girlfriend, ooh. Girlfriends lasted 2 hours and 7 minutes. What the heck's that about? Online IQ tests, 2 hours and 14 minutes. So I actually did online IQ tests. Wow. I kind of vaguely remember that. That was in October last year. Yeah. So today, what did I say I was going to talk about? I can't remember. I have not deliveries. Oh, Buddhism. So I'm going to talk about Buddhism. I'm not going to talk about Buddhism itself. I'm not going to go into details, about what Buddhism is and stuff. But I'm going to talk about my experiences with Buddhism from an early age and then onwards. So just to let you know, I do have a Facebook group called Jason Newland's Boring Group. The link is on my website. I also have a YouTube channel at Jason Newland. I'm just going to go back to I tried to make some videos the last few days and it takes so long and my face looks like a tomato. I'm just going to go back to doing audios. It's much more relaxed for me. I'm just talking to the microphone. I can look at the computer screen if I want to. I can close my eyes. I can just chill out. And yeah, this suits me better. Better. And what else? So yeah, that's it. I'll probably just go back to uploading on YouTube my 6 versions of the recording, without music and then with music, 5 and 10 hours. Yeah. Today is the 2nd of June 2025. I got my Universal Credit, an email from them telling me to check some stuff, and I didn't understand it. I genuinely didn't understand it. And then I got a letter through today. So apparently I'm on New Style Employment and Support Allowance. On your interview, and there's a little gap, but you had an interview, so they did call me last week with us to agree what you need to do to get New Style ESA. This is known as your claimant commitment. You agreed your claimant commitment on the 28th of May 2025, which was it Thursday? Wednesday, last Wednesday. What happens next? We'll write to you to tell you if you can get New Style ESA, and if so, how much you will get. So at this point, I don't even know if I'm getting it. I don't know when they're going to tell me. And then this is absolutely. It's kind of it's funny, but it's not funny because it's very confusing. I got a letter about another one about my employment and support allowance. Your contribution-based employment and support allowance will change to New Style employment, blah, 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 and we will book an appointment. So I get this. They sent this on the 25th. Bearing in mind so they sent this on, it's dated the 25th, which would be the Sunday before last. So it would have been sent out earliest on a Monday. So it's literally taken it's taken a whole week to get here. So I'm not sure how that works. And now I've got a letter from the rent for the council. RE rent reminder. It appears you have not received your rent. We have not received your rent payment on time, and you now owe £168.90. If you have paid within the last few days, thank you, and please disregard this letter. And it's given me like a list of things that will happen. Overpayment, payment overdue, that leads to legal action, court proceedings, then eviction. A little bit heavy-handed. I mean, my rent's 10 years, my rent's always been paid. And the only reason it's not been paid yet is because the benefits have changed over. They're just... So does that mean that I owe £168.90? I don't know. This is confusing me. I really think, you know, if you owe £168.90, the word legal actions, court proceedings and evictions shouldn't not be on that letter. It's just really... It's weird. I'm not a big fan of that. If you are having difficulty paying your rent, please contact us. If you normally pay your rent with housing benefit or have made a claim for universal credit, then it may have been suspended or stopped. Wow. The thing is, these letters are just generic, aren't they? No one's actually like thinking, oh, that Jason, I want to get him now. Ooh, and typing it out. It's just, I guess, if you go, I mean, £168.90, the rent's £104 a week. So that's not even 2 weeks' rent. And they're sending a letter out. So I don't know. Very strange. It's very, very unusual behaviour, I personally think. Should I talk about rent? I can't even remember a lot of the rents I've paid over the years. That might be more interesting, or less interesting, more boring. Vinny just said, "Oh, you're all over the place." I know. Why are you making so much noise? You've already ruined one recording today, Vinny. Why don't try and ruin this one as well? Well, I'm doing it all on my own, he said. That's so rude. Stop being so rude. Don't flap your ears at me. You've got such an attitude now as you're getting older. Yes, you have. You're getting an attitude. You need to calm yourself down. No, don't look away. Look at me. You need to calm... He's so cute. He's wiggling his tail. He's both his ears are up and he's turning his head. He's so damn cute, aren't you? Yes, you are. I finally found some food that he likes, that he really likes, and I can't remember what it's called. I'll tell you though. It's like a whole food. Where is it? I got it from Amazon. I bought it on Amazon. It's not, an Amazon mute food. Where is it? Okay. He really likes it. And I've gone through probably 10 different types of food, trying to find him something that he would almost, I don't want to say get excited to eat, but it seems sometimes he just reluctantly eats what I give him. It's like, okay. Or he'll eat it if he's hungry, but he doesn't seem to be particularly, excited. Right, let's have a look. Past 3 months. Oh, I got some... Yeah, because I also got some soap and some toothpaste. And some deodorant. Skechers shoes on the 13th of May. Like my other shoes are falling apart, right? So I get these Skechers Men's Go Max Athletic. The idea of me buying anything with the name Athletic in it is kind of funny to me, but they're supposed to be good for sort of slipping on. Now the weird problem is, and they're supposed to be size 10, they're too loose. They're not too loose, they're not falling off me when I walk, but they're not. I definitely couldn't run in them. Again, that's kind of tickles me a little bit because I just had the little visual of me like trying to run. I'm not going to be running in them, but that's not the point. Is I took Vinny around the field the other day, around the actual fields, and I ended up with a blister on the back of my foot. This is wearing socks. So, how much did it cost? £50, 56 pence. It's supposed to be size 10. I mean, I desperately needed, because the other ones, when I broke my foot, probably, blimey, 2 years ago? 2 years? Maybe a year and a half. I can't, it's a while. And I couldn't put socks on. Maybe it was when I broke my toe, I can't remember, but I couldn't put socks on because my foot, it must have been my toe. Oh, was it when I kicked the wall? When I was asleep? I think I kicked the wall, yeah, so I broke my toe, my big toe. And it wasn't on purpose, by the way. So I was hobbling around for a while. I couldn't put my socks on. That was just no. It's a no-no. So, but luckily the shoes I had were comfortable enough. The former Skechers ones I had to not need socks. And I went for about a year where I didn't wear socks at all. Some would say that's gross, but it's not the worst thing I've done. So maybe it is grim, I don't know. But I went through the whole winter without wearing socks. I was outside, didn't need socks. Just got used to it. And there was a degree of freedom I quite liked. I enjoyed that. I don't know, just a little bit of... It was relaxing. I didn't feel so restricted. But then the shoes that I had started falling apart internally, and also at the bottom. They're just worn out, basically. Because I suppose I do quite a bit of walking through the week, taking him out and stuff. So I could no longer have them without socks. So I started wearing socks. But then they just became really uncomfortable because it's like things sticking into my foot. So that's why I had to go and buy some new shoes. And I did think maybe I could go back to just not wearing any socks again. But it turns out I'm going to need to wear 2 pairs of socks, really, if I want them to fit tight, nicely. If I was going to walk around the field like I did before, I'd probably need 2 pairs of socks. But the question is, why does only my right heel blister, but my left heel didn't? I mean, I wasn't hopping. I used both feet. So why did only one blister and the other one did not? That just seems a bit strange. So, okay, we were talking about dog food. Dog food. Just had my delivery, by the way. I had a few. I think that's why I'm kind of losing track of where I am with this recording a little bit, because I've had a few interruptions from Vinny, from the door going, from the door going twice. Once is when the post got delivered, and Vinny went absolutely rah rah rah, and then I got my delivery, and Vinny went rah 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 rah. And earlier we had someone in the garden talking at a loudness or volume that's unnecessary. Really, I think he or she, when they talk on their phone, they have their phone on a loudspeaker, and they walk to the next road. So I think what they do, they leave their phone like the other side of the road or something, and then come back into the garden and talk. That's what it sounds like. It's so loud. Lily's Kitchen Natural Adult Dog Food. Now, it was £6.56, and it was 6 tins, 150 grams each. I give him half a tin per meal, basically because he adds treats and he eats the dry food and stuff in between. So I did give him the whole packet. I gave him the whole tin, and he couldn't eat it all. It's too much. So I'm just giving half at a time. He loves it. I don't have to coax him to eat it, which I did before with the other stuff. And I really have. I mean, you might think, oh, wait a minute. It was a one-time purchase. So I paid £7.29. Really? £7? Does it tell me how much I paid? Delivered 28th of May. Buy it again. Okay, let's have a look. Buy it again, £7.29. Yeah, that's how much I paid for 6. So I'm going to have another look to see what other foods. Visit the store, Lily's Kitchen. Calling all daring dogs. Shop dog food. Okay, that's what I want. I'm not happy now because they also serve. They help. I don't want to buy food that also makes food for cats. It just feels unfair for Vinny. Shop dry food. No. Well, I suppose I could. Shop wet food. Let's have a look. See what different ones they've got. So they've got ones in big tins, which I don't want. Classic dinners. That's the ones I got. Classic dinners multi-pack, 6 times 150 gram. Oh, I can also buy them. What's this? £13.49. 13. How many is in that one then? 30 is cottage pie, pack of 10. It's not £13. It's £12.14. So it's a discount. But that's the same one. I'd like the idea of maybe having options, having different ones. I don't want to just get him like 10 of the same. Although there's quite a few different ones that they do. They've got, let's have a look. Beef goulash, cottage pie, lean machine, whatever that is, Great British breakfast, Sunday lunch, chicken and turkey casserole, lamb hot pot, lamb tagine, fishy fish pie, as opposed to what kind of other fish pie? Coronation chicken. Okay, so that's all the ones they do. It's still a good. Oh no, there's more. Beef supper, lamb supper, chicken supper, and you've got organic as well. So I don't know how many's in that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4 for £14? That seems a little bit. Oh no, it's a pack of 10. £14 a pack of 10. Okay, so I'll go back. So there's quite a few. Let's have a look at some of these other ones. This is a pack of 1. Lily's Kitchen 6 weekend favourites. Okay, so that's £7. No, it is £8.49. But there's cheaper ways of getting it. Lowest price, other sellers, £7.75 plus free delivery. So why is it costing more from the actual place that makes the stuff? That don't make so much sense. Where are they getting it from? Or are they buying it in bulk and then sort of dividing it into smaller packs? Or, you know, I knew what I meant when I said what I said. I could put it down on my Amazon list if anyone's interested in buying Vinny some food. Oh, let me know if you are, because honestly, I have tried. Here's what I bought him so far. Win-A-Lot meaty chunks, Win-A-Lot Sunday dinners, Caesar's country stew, adult, Lily's Kitchen, so that's recent. The other ones, Pedigree Chum, adult wet food. Let's have a look. What other ones have I got him? Oh. Some of it might actually have been from Sainsbury's, so it won't be on here. But he's had lots of different. Oh, another Pedigree Chum, different one. Sultana cake. No, that was for me. I do like a bit of cake. Hard to believe, but I do like a bit of cake. Ooh, Morrison's chocolate eclairs. I ordered that at some point in the past. I haven't ordered anything from Amazon, like the shopping groceries, for ages. I use Uber Eats now because Amazon kept not delivering the stuff that I ordered. So they use Morrison's, and had a few examples when they just didn't, the stuff wasn't in the bag. You get a refund and stuff, but I just didn't, that wasn't quite what I was looking for. You know what I mean? Skechers Men's Go Max. Delivered Tuesday, 10th of June. Oh, free delivery Tuesday. I was going to say I didn't buy it on 10th of June. It's only the 2nd of June now. I did buy some FM London 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8-pack. There was an 8-pack of boxers or underwear, and they were too small. Just too. They weren't too small, but they were just too tight. So I'm can't really wear them. And I can wear them, but they're just a bit too tight. You know, a bit too. Ooh, look at this. Just looking at some. I've bought most of the stuff I've bought on Amazon has just been food. Just looking at other dog food. There must be, Wag Complete dog food. So I've bought, James Well Beloved adult dog food. And according to this, I bought socks, but I don't know where any of them are. Now, I'm not sure how many of those have been eaten by Vinny. Possibly a few. Genuinely, possibly a few have been eaten by him or hidden. He might have a stash somewhere. I don't know where he would have them. Oh, wow. There's a muzzle that I got for Logie. So that's quite a while back, isn't it? It doesn't say what date it was. Man. Right, I can't find any others. So yeah, what was I talking about? What was we talking about? this is going to be one of those recordings where I don't actually get to the point, and as we all know, that doesn't happen very often. Maybe. Should we stick with a Buddhist? So, my first interest in Buddhism, I would say, probably came when I watched Kung Fu on TV. Kung Fu show. Grasshopper. I don't know if you remember. And there was this one scene where he was locked in a, I don't know what it was called, like a heated little shed thing, you know, like a coal bunker thing, and he was locked in there overnight or for 2 days or 3 days, and he, when they opened the door expecting him to be in a not very good space, he was calmly meditating, smiling. If I remember correctly, they were so annoyed that they closed the door again. But that might just be added. I might have just added that myself. And that's when I started thinking, and like, oh, because I've been in a situation where I was locked in cupboards and locked in places, and like, I didn't know how to deal with it, and I thought, oh, there is a way of dealing with that kind of stuff where you know, to calm yourself down. I didn't really understand because I was like 8, 9 years old, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. I did. I liked it. And I thought, And then I remember seeing Incredible Hulk, and he also used to try and find ways to calm himself down so that he didn't get angry, because you wouldn't like him when he got angry. And this was the TV show from the 70s and I guess early 80s as well. And again, I was kind of like, okay, because I had a few anger stuff issues, I guess, back then. I would explode. So I could see the similarity between me and the Incredible Hulk, except I just turned red and stayed the same size other than that, and didn't get any stronger, but just screamed like a banshee. So I kind of like, that seed was sown, the idea of finding a way to calm down my mind or calm down me. And I guess I was a little bit of a stress head when I was a kid, and I didn't even know why. I didn't understand why I was how I was. And I remember one particular time I went home from school, and we were still living in the house where my nan and granddad moved in, so I would have been about 8 or 9. I went into the kitchen, and my stepmom said, "Well, are you all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." He said, "Come on, you don't look very..." And I started crying, and I'm sort of just uncontrollably crying, and I didn't know why. And I just remember that. And it happened a few times. It still happens as an adult sometimes. But it was really just like built up, and I had no way of dealing with it, I guess. I had no way of dealing with what happened in the past. I didn't understand it. None of it really made sense. But I could see the benefit of some kind of... I knew it was meditation, so I don't know how I knew it was meditation. Maybe someone told me that Kung Fu was doing in that like dungeony room thing that he was locked in, like a hot room or something. But yeah, those seeds were planted of like, maybe there is a way to calm myself. And then when my dad was ill, he had to have a serious operation when I was about 12, I'd say, maybe 11. So at that time I turned to the New Testament. It kind of coincided when the Gideon Society came around the school, and probably right at the beginning of the first year of high school they handed these Gideon Bibles. I've got one on the shelf actually. It's not the same one, but it is the same one. It's a red Gideon's Bible, and that they produced probably millions over the years, hundreds of millions probably. And I read it. I spent all my time reading it, really. And there was a degree of meditation that came from that for me, by letting go and not clinging on to stuff, and not getting angry with people, but at the same time I was letting people get away with stuff that I would not normally have done at school and that. So, it didn't last long, but it lasted till my dad had his operation and was better. So then I went back to my old ways. And then I started doing karate, and there was a degree of self-control involved in that. There was definitely, I would say, a degree of controlling the anger, because it's a discipline, isn't it? Like all sports, it's a discipline. So I was starting to learn a bit of discipline. I'd already been in the Sea Cadets, so I'd had to learn that kind of discipline as well, being shouted at and not reacting. Which, wasn't easy. But then I went on a religious education trip, school trip to London, visiting a few different religious places. So we went to a church. I think we went to was it, what are they called? A Muslim place, a Jewish place, a Catholic place, and a Buddhist place. We might have even gone to a Sikh place. So we went to quite a few different places. Didn't spend a huge amount of time there, but because there was nothing there. There was just like empty buildings, really. So we kind of had a look around. But when we got to the Buddhist centre in London, there was people there. And we all sat around and they answered questions, because we didn't have that with any of the other places that we visited. So, it was probably a bit more enjoyable because there was interaction. And then they answered questions, and I kept asking questions about karate, because they did karate there as well. So that I think I annoyed everyone else in the group. And then it was also the first time I ever had a McDonald's milkshake. Oh my goodness, that was phenomenal. So 2 really lovely experiences in one day. So what they did at the London Buddhist Centre, which is in Bethnal Green, I think, we did some meditation that probably lasted 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. And we all sat on mats. They had bells, and incense was burning, and it was like really, I liked it a lot. I mean, really, really liked it. In fact, I think if I'd have been closer, if there'd have been one in my town, I possibly would have gone. I mean, I might not have been allowed to go, but I would have probably asked to go and maybe sneaked in just for the meditation, because I needed it. I so needed it. A way to calm my mind. Actually, I'm starting to think, why don't I go? I should go back. Hey, so that was that experience, and then I left school the next year, and I didn't do anything other than just try and survive, really. So I gave up the karate. Had no interests really, and then it was probably 1989. I became very interested in comedy. I started to write a journal, and then 1990, after living in London for a while, I came back to the town I was used to live in, and I decided to become a comedian, a stand-up. So I planned, and I was going to move back to London the next year, and I did. So I went back to London in 91. And then probably about 92, maybe 93, but I'd say probably about 92, I started getting interested in Beat Generation books. Like the Dharma Bums, I don't know, there's so many different ones, wasn't there? On the Road and the Dharma Bums, both by Karaoke, Jack Kerouac, and then Allen Ginsberg and Cassidy or whatever, lots of different ones. And as I have a tendency to do in my life, I collected every single book I could on the subject, every single beat book, every poetry book, everything. I'm not saying I had all those books, but I collected all the ones I could afford to get. And I did that for probably the next 3 years, up to probably the next couple of years to 2004. No, 1994, sorry, not 2004, 1994. So I got very much into, after that though, I got into Buddhism. Well, actually, probably more Taoism to start with, because the Beat Generation, a lot of what they were talking about was very Buddhist, very Taoist, or Taoist, however you want to pronounce it. And that interested me. So I kind of, from there, got back interested in Buddhism, interested in, I remember I used to go to work, and I would be reading books like Confucius books or Zen books about Zen, maybe the cones, or not like ice cream cones, or is it koans? And I'd have these, I think the right word is pithy, like there'd be a book of sayings, and I'd read those in my breaks at work. So I got very involved in Buddhism, but only in the sense of reading the books. And then 2005 or 2000, so between that time and 2005 September, August, no, when was it? Probably, blimey, November maybe, 1995. It's so long ago, I can't, it's like 1995, that was a different century. So 1995, I sold all my books, all my Buddhist books, and I had a good collection, a large collection, but I sold them all. And because I was basically being evicted, and I needed some cash, and then I went and worked at Butlins, so it didn't really work out. Well, it worked out in the end. But I love that little collection. And I had a good collection of books back then. Probably a good couple of 100 books. Yeah. And then nothing. Honestly, from 95, then 96, I did re-buy another book, which was it was a Buddhist book, the Tibetan. It's not the same one, but it's the same one. So I basically had that book 3 times now, and it's on my bookcase. It's a red cover. I forget, something Path of Good Fortune. It's making me want to read it again. Strange, isn't it? So I bought that, and I was reading that when I was doing a security job during 96, 97. And I think I also got, see, this is weird. I've had this book. It is Teachings of the Buddha. And I've had it since probably 1993. I've still got it. Shall I go and get it? Where's that book then? Where is it? Oh, what was that? Where's my book? Where's my book? Oh, there it is. What's that there? Still can't find that book, the other one, can I? Ouch. Ouch. Obstacles, there's obstacles everywhere. Okay, I'm back. The cover, and there's like I guess it's a dust cover or whatever, so it's very worn now. But it's called The Teachings of Buddha. And it's one side's English, the other side is, I don't know, Chinese, Mandarin. I'm not sure what the language is. It might be Japanese, actually. I'm not sure. The Teachings of the Buddha. What year was this printed? Oh, it's Japan. Yes, so it's Japanese. So it's English and Japanese. 1966 it was printed. And then again, the revised edition. Wow, 703rd revised edition. 703 revisions of this. 1991 this was, so this was from 1991. So I probably got it in about 92. It's the only item that I have from that long ago. And then, do you know how much it cost me? £25. Still got the price tag on it on the inside. £25. When you consider, at the time, my rent was £40 a week. I was earning £100 a week in my job. So I spent £25 on a book, which kind of shows how interested I was in the subject. Because so it's English and Japanese, and there is how many pages? Over 600 pages. But it's not a big book. It's, you know, quite small. The writing's quite small. So yeah, it's good. It's very, in a way, it's kind of similar to the Gideon's Bible, in a sense of you can look up things to focus on. So, for example, if you're interested in, actually, it should be at the back. Actually, yeah, it's at the back, like a glossary. No, it isn't. It's not at all. Oh, there's also, okay. So there is, like, it's an index. So if you want to look at truth, or you want okay, do not forget what you were seeking. Do not let your mind be disturbed, even under unsatisfactory circumstances. So there's little things like that you can go into, and it's like, okay, it can help in a few, I suppose, stuff when things are maybe a little bit difficult. The meaning of life, a prejudiced life, the 5 things that no one can accomplish in this world, the 4 truths in this world. Faith is a manifestation. Manifestation. I can't even say the word. But anyway, the reason I'm getting that out is because I forgot. I don't forget I've got that book, but I forget that book predates every other item or belonging that I have in the world. I have nothing that's older than that book. I mean, even my internal organs have regenerated in that time. Is it every 7 years our organs regenerate over time? So that book's older than me, technically. It was born when I was 21, that book. So in a sense, it's like my son or my daughter, that book is. And it's the only thing, even when I was destroying books back in 2014, I wouldn't go near that one. I mean, it's not that it's irreplaceable, because it's probably now on its 9,000th edition reprint or whatever, but it's travelled with me. You think about it, it's travelled for so it was in Stratford, and it's travelled with me all the different places I've moved. So let's count those. So from Stratford, 94 to another place in Leighton, so that's 1. Then again, stayed with me there. Then to Ireland. Then back to London. So that's 4 places. So it's been to Ireland. It's been then to Bognor, Regis. Then back to London. Then to another place in London. Another place in London. Then another place in London. Then Ipswich. Another place in Ipswich. Another place in Ipswich. Another place in Ipswich. Another place in Ipswich. So that's 14 so far. Then where I'm living now, that's 15. No, where I moved, so here's rather. Then 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 or 20. So about 19 or 20 different places I've lived since I got this book. I think it's more than that. I've moved probably more than that. I'm just thinking, 21, 22. Yeah, maybe 23. 22, between 21 and 23 times I've moved since I got this book. So it's moved around with me. Now, had I thought about it, I would have took it with me to, well, when I went to Amsterdam, or when I went to the Isle of Man, or when I went to Bulgaria, or when I went to Thailand or whatever. I could have sort of taken it with me as my travel companion, but I didn't think about it. I like to travel light, not in physical weight, but just generally light. So yeah, so that I got that book, so that's been with me the whole time. I generally, I don't really look at it. It's terrible. Oh, I should have got that other book, shouldn't I? The other book that I've got, Path of Great Fortune, Noble Path of Great Fortune, or something it's called. So, what year am I up to on this? So yeah, I think when I got involved in about 1997, blimey, I keep saying 2000, 1997, I started getting into self-development. And before that, it's going to be strange because I never really did any sales in the 90s. I tried a few different sales jobs and failed at every single one of them. And because they were always, not always, but one wasn't, but most of them were, bonus only. No actual pay unless you sell. I couldn't keep it up because I had a tendency of starting those jobs. They're not hard to get because there's nothing for the people to lose, is there really? The companies, they take you on, they don't pay you anything, and they give you a commission, so they don't have to pay you a commission if you make money. It's a win-win for them. So I didn't get, but I was interested in selling, and I had lots of selling books, lots of sales books, and I used to read those books for fun in the 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. It's weird. In fact, earlier than that, I started reading sales books in 1989 when I was doing canvassing, and I just liked the positivity of it. Anything that could help me to feel a little bit more positive was a good thing. But I did go off the rails a bit during the 90s. And then I started doing sales in 2001 as a job, like full-time properly. So I kind of began reading books again on sales and listening to audio tapes by Zig Ziglar and people like that. I kind of, I'd lost contact with the Buddhism stuff. I didn't have anything to do with that. Although I did have my little book here, but I didn't look at it. And then probably about November 2002, end of 2002, I was in much need for help as far as relaxing, as far as anxiety control and stuff like that. So what happened is I used to walk past this place every day, a Buddhist centre. No, it was a Buddhist shop, and then I realised there was a Buddhist centre. And then I kind of started thinking about going in there, and I knew it was open on, I think, a Wednesday or Tuesday evening, and I don't know. And it kind of pulled me in a little bit. So I was going into the shop quite regularly and buying gifts. It's a gift shop called Evolution. So I'd buy gifts for my nan, I'd buy gifts for family from there, because I liked it in there. I liked the atmosphere. I liked the calmness of the people that were working there, who I ended up being friends with. I ended up actually working there myself. But at that time, I wasn't going to the Buddhist centre. And then, I'm not quite sure how it worked, but I ended up going. And from then on, in fact, that very first night, I met my friend who I'm going to see in a couple of hours. And he was there, and we just got on really well. I mean, what was that, 2002? 3, 4, 5. So that's what, 20, 23 years? 23 years? Yeah. So I've known him for 22, 23 years. Even lived with him for a little while, worked with him twice. So, because he lived in a Buddhist community when I moved in, and then moved out. He moved out after a couple of weeks, but he was planning on moving out anyway. That's why they were looking for someone to move in. And I worked with him in the Evolution shop in Ipswich. He got me a job there because after going to the Buddhist Centre for a while, for about a year, I kept my job going for as long as I could. I didn't want to leave my job. I didn't want to lose it, didn't want to leave it, because I was good at it, and, you know, I was doing quite well. But I wasn't well enough to keep going, and then in the end I had to leave. So it was another year, so it was the end of 2003. Even though I'd gone part-time, I just packed it in. Couldn't do it anymore. And that Christmas, my friend offered me a job just over the Christmas period, working in the Evolution shop, because that was their busiest part of the whole year. So I did. I worked there, not every day, probably 3 days a week, or, you know, part-time, but just, you know, having somewhere, because I needed to have an income, but at the same time I couldn't work full-time. I didn't feel up to that. So, and I worked there part-time until the following August. And I kind of lived on savings, really, and then I ended up living on credit cards and stuff, which wasn't probably the best idea. And then I left, but I didn't leave the Buddhist Centre, but I left the shop, got a job, and I continued going to the Buddhist Centre so this is 2004. I had my Mitra ceremony, which is kind of like, I guess, like a christening kind of thing. It's a ceremony. And so that was in August or September 2004. And then in 2005, I moved into the Buddhist community because I got on very well with the people living there. Well, most of them. I didn't know everyone, but I knew like at least 1, 2, 3 people, 4 people living there. There was another person I didn't know so well, but he moved out, and another person, my friend, and I lived there and continued to go to the Buddhist Centre from up until I left in 2007, around November time, when I had to find. Basically, there was a skirmish, and so I had to move out, and I went and lived. I needed really to live closer to where the university was, which was in a different town, which is what I did. But then I started going to the Buddhist Centre in that town, and then I ended up working in because a couple of people knew me anyway, because it wasn't that far away. And then I started working in the Evolution shop in that town, because my friend was working there. The one that got me a job at the Evolution in Ipswich got me a job at the Evolution in this town as well. And it was just part-time, again, during Christmas, their busiest time. And it was handy because I was a student, and that extra little bit of money was useful. So I did that on and off for a couple of years, Well, during a period of being at university, really. Just part-time, Saturdays, not every Saturday, it's just whenever, really. If you need, don't be barking, please, mate. And then when I finished university, I moved literally round the corner from the Buddhist centre, so I was probably going a little bit more regular then, because it was just up the road. And then I moved again a year later, and it was also across the road. It was just like the opposite, but still the same kind of distance. Well, a little bit further away, but 10-minute walk, 5-minute walk, 6-minute walk, 10, 7, 8, 9, something like that. And so I'd go along. I used to go New Year's Eve and stuff like that as well. So I was involved in the Buddhist centre then. During this period, sort of especially during 2003, 2004, I bought so many books on Buddhism. It's just, as I say, it's one of those things that I have a tendency of doing. If I really get into a subject, I'll buy every book I can. What I find is, to study a subject, I like to, if you read enough books on a subject, you'll start to see repetition. Almost, guaranteed you'll see repetition. But that repetition is good, because then it helps, for me, it helps it to absorb it. And also get to see things from a slightly different angle, or different opinion, or expressed in a slightly way, So that's what I did. Bought a lot of books. I ended up giving most of them to the Buddhist Centre. Yeah, I did. Except this one. The reason I know is because I didn't print, because I printed the Buddhist Centre's printer on it. But I didn't give this one away. Kept this one. This will be with me. This will be with me. This is with me forever, I guess, now. And when I moved away to here, so there's a lot of things happened in the Buddhist world, since I've been involved. I went to retreats, and I went on a pain management retreat as well, back in 2005, I think, unless it was 2006. And I think it might have been 2006, and that was amazing, because I was interested in pain relief as a practitioner, and this was like a breathworks, mindfulness pain relief. And that lasted for about a week, I think. 2 weeks, a week? I think it was about a week. So as well as being a retreat, it was also training as well. Yeah, so I used to go out and meet up with Buddhists. I used to meet up with my friend that I'm seeing today. When I was in the same town, when I first started going to the Buddhist Centre, we used to meet up quite often, once a week, once every 2 weeks. And he almost kind of became like a counsellor to me. It wasn't the idea, it wasn't the plan, and that wasn't his intention. But I used to just go and unload, and he'd just sit there and listen. And, it was probably wasn't really fair on him, but he was so gentle and so, what's the right word, attentive. And I said to him, why don't you become a counsellor? And he said he didn't want to. But then, once I'd finished my counselling course, he trained up to become a counsellor. So he also is a counsellor. Well, he's trained. I don't know if he's seeing clients or not. I don't know. I know I'm not. I haven't seen clients for over a decade now. I wouldn't even know how. What? Oh. I'm sure I must have some skills. I don't know. But yeah, so I've seen him go through lots of different things. I mean, he's now got a kid that's probably 13, 12, 13, 14 now. And I went to his wedding, which was in probably about 2009, which is, 2009, 2019. So yeah, probably the next year they had a baby. So probably 15 years old, his boy now. Wow. It's really weird. My niece, I got a message from my stepmom saying, I was letting you know that your niece is now, it's her 17th birthday today. This was yesterday. I forgot to send a card, but hey. And 17. And I remember, it doesn't seem long ago that she was running around to all of us and just punching us all in the balls. You know, well, it was last year. No, but you know, when she was a little kid, you know what a little kid do? They just sort of, they realise they've found a place where they can hurt you. And I had a video camera and I filmed her when she was probably 5, 4, something like that. And she was at the dinner table. It was at Christmas, and I was filming, and she was just being so funny. And she's like making faces and doing all funny voices and stuff. But I lost it. I lost the film footage. I don't know what happened. And it's a little bit unlike me because I kept a lot of film footage most film footage that I took with that camera is actually on YouTube now. That wouldn't be, of course, because that's of family and stuff. I wouldn't have videos of kids and stuff on my YouTube channel. Even with my neighbour, I was filming Vinny in their garden. And I made sure that the little girl wasn't in the camera. You could hear her voice, but I'm not filming. All I want is to film Vinny. I don't want to film humans. I don't want humans on the camera. Ugh. He's laying on the floor. The curtains are open and there's sun shining in. And he's found the one little part where the sun's still shining on the carpet. Honestly, it's almost dog-shaped size. He fits in it perfectly. It's a tiny little bit on the carpet that's got sun. He just makes me laugh. He's so funny. He's so cute, but I know if I went over and I touched him, he'd growl at me. He doesn't like being disturbed. But it's okay for him to disturb me, it's fine, but me to disturb him. Mind you, I woke up this morning and he was just standing over me. And I thought he needed to get up and go, but he didn't. He didn't want to go out, didn't want anything. And as soon as I got out of bed, he just went back and lay down to go to sleep. So I'm thinking he woke me up. So maybe I was making some weird noises or something and he was concerned. So he woke me up. Or he was protecting me, guarding me or something. Or just watching me. Either he was helping me or he's just a weirdo. Bit of both. Tech stuff, da-da. Let's see if I've got any messages. Okay, right. PayPal. Yeah, well, that's just for the groceries I got delivered, which is fine. Okay, it's not coming up. Right, another message from my what's it downstairs. Jason, sorry babe. Do you have any fizzy drink as my sugar levels are really low? I don't have nothing. I don't. Sorry. I'm not allowed to drink fizzy drinks. Although, saying that, sometimes I have. Oh, I could give her an ice cream. I could give her that. That'll be. I just got some cornettos. I could give her a cornetto, I suppose. Every day she asks for something. The weird thing about it is she doesn't even talk to me. She has no conversation with me at all, but constantly asking for stuff. So that's today. Yesterday, hi Jason, do you have some juice, please? As I literally only have tap water. That was yesterday. And last Tuesday, do you have any frozen meals I could nick because I'm waiting on the food bank? And the Thursday before that, she wanted me to have someone put money into my account. And then the Monday before that, have you got some butter I can borrow to butter some rolls? And then the Sunday before that, is there any way you can order me some white chest of drawers on a pay monthly for the baby, as I got so much baby clothes now, nowhere to put them. I can pay you once a month towards it. No, I can't get credit. I literally cannot get credit. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. So 11th. Okay, the Sunday before that, have you got a lighter, please? Sunday before that, can you keep an eye on my flat? It goes on. I had a friend that did this. It's okay. And then the 30th of April, do you have any money I could have? Because I need to go to London. I need £20, which I didn't have any money. So that was the 25th of April. 5th of April, don't suppose you've got £15 I can have, so I can get or if you can just order me an egg fried rice, satay chicken and chips from the Chinese. It's like, what did I answer? No. Got no money, but you can have a pasta pack, just needs boiling. I left a bag outside your door. I don't think she ate that. And then the Thursday before that, oh no, and the Wednesday before that, do you have any potatoes? Friday before that, do you have any chocolates? And Friday 21st of March, I wonder if you had any money I could borrow for taxi. Okay, which I didn't. And then the Monday, blimey, that's amazing. This is amazing. The Monday, 17th of March, I wonder if you could transfer me £17 so I can give you cash at midnight. Or if you can borrow me the money, could you order me a Big Mac? That was a no. 27th of February. Is there any way you could do me a big favour and try and get me an iPhone, please? Mine keeps turning off and is smashed. and I'm having whatever, I'm not going to read the whole thing out. I can pay you next week when I'm paid. I said, I have no money. Is there any way you could get a pay monthly? And I said, I can't borrow any money. We'll have a look. 19th of February. Would I be able to ask, can I borrow £60? I said, sorry, I've already lent someone £80 and they didn't pay it back, which left me with nothing. What other one? What's the next one? Just just going back. All right. January. Oh, so have you got any eggs? This was last January. 3rd of January. Do you have £10 I can borrow? 3rd of January. Haven't got any painkillers? 17th of December last year. Any painkillers? 15th of December. Have you got a lighter, please? And 23rd of October. Do you have £17 you can put in my account? Don't have any money, so I couldn't. 19th of October. Can I have £6 or £8 to borrow off you? And then a big whatever information. I said 0 cash. 16th, the day before. Wow. Can I borrow you 10 or £15? I only got 37 pence, so I couldn't do that. 15th of October last year. Do you have any newspapers I can use? 16th of October. Have you got any milk? Okay, what's the next one? Going back. 7th of October. See, this is at a time when I was helping her. I had to stop after this. My heating box is not working. I was wondering if you know how to whatever. Just wondering, this is 7th of October, wondering if you have £10 till Thursday, as I'm not very well. So I put £10 in the bank and I just texted that to her. Oh, sorry, I'm at the garage and I was £6 short. Could you help me out? Yeah, it just goes on and on and on. It's weird. 17th of August last year. Do you have £30 I can borrow to get whatever? Where's she going? Wow. Friday, 19th of July. Could you transfer me 69 pence? And then a little while later, can you put £20 in my account? And I give you cash. I had no money in my account, so I couldn't. 31st of July, do you have a tape measure? I don't know what that was about. It's a bit random. Oh, this is the 13th of July. Could I connect to your Wi-Fi, please? My data is low. No. No. That you give someone your password for your Wi-Fi, that's it forever. Then you're never going to get them off. I mean, you can block people and you can change the password, but blimey, I can't be bothered with that. Okay, so we're going back to 7th of July. Wow. 7th of July. Oh yeah, I lent my umbrella and I didn't get my umbrella back. Then I really need your help. I'm in a taxi. I only have £3. And I put, I have less than you. So what do I do? Wow. It's weird, just looking back at it. It's, oh yeah, what is this? Back in, God, this was like constant. This was a long, this is the 27th of June. 27th of June. So 26th of June. I just want to check you're okay, as there was an ambulance outside at 4 AM this morning. I'm okay, and I don't have money for fizzy drink or chocolate. The ambulance wasn't for her anyway. So I got her some Coke. I left some Coke outside your door. This was on the 27th. Can you, oh yeah, can you, so she wanted to borrow 50 quid. Could you borrow me 30 for my prescription? And then later on another £14. Wow, this is just silly, isn't it? Ah, well, I'll move on from that, because it's weird, because she's only lived here for 3 months. She only moved in last month. She's only been here 3 days. So I think one of the downsides of the Buddhism, I guess, was, well, not a downside, but I tried to help people. I guess one of the downsides of helping people is more here than anywhere else. Not here, but like in this area, people have sort of took advantage of it, or took advantage of the situation, and bit by bit I've managed to stop it. I'm still getting asked for stuff, but I just say no. I had another neighbour downstairs knock on my door when I was in bed on Friday, about 11 o'clock, asking if I had £20. She said, "Oh, I need some tobacco. Have you got £20? Well, £20 doesn't buy tobacco. It's like £36 or something, so £20 not going to get you anything." And I said, but she did, she just wanted. And I said no. She said, "Okay, bye." So she didn't hassle me for it, but like, I don't have any money. I don't have any cash. I'm thinking of getting a big sign, sticking it on my door, my front door. You know those, what do those, when a shop is empty and they said, "This property does not contain cash." Like some shops have that, don't they, in the window when they're closed. I remember when I worked in a chip shop, he always left the till open. And I said, "Why do you do that then?" He said, "Because if someone does break in there, they can just help themselves to this," because there was always like a float, maybe 20 quid or something. They can help themselves to that, and leave. They haven't got to take. They won't take the till with them. And I think the till was quite expensive, probably a few £100. So they won't break the till because generally they'll smash the till up to get into it. Even though underneath the till was a little catch which you could push and it would open it. I don't know if they still have that in tills. They had it in a... Oh, when I was in the comedy club, they had one which was really old. And for some reason, my boss liked it. It didn't work at all. But it looked nice. It's like wooden. But you could open it from the bottom. So I think maybe a lot of tills, you can just open them from the bottom. But press a button or a lever and they open. So you haven't got to smash them and break them or anything. I mean, listen, I'm not giving advice to thieves. If you was to break into a shop, here's my advice. No, not really. But yeah, this was about Buddhism. It didn't really end up being about Buddhism, did it? Not really. Not really. Have I replied to the neighbour downstairs or not? I can't remember. Wow, that's a lot of... I don't, sorry, okay, I replied there. The thing is, if I do take her anything down, like the other day, I wanted to have a chat with her just to find out what's going on. So can I come in? He said, no, got no clothes on. I said, that's fine. And doesn't talk to me, doesn't have any conversation with me or anything. It's just, it's almost like she doesn't like me at all. Yeah, she'll ask for stuff. I don't kind of understand that. It's weird. It just seems a bit strange. I did buy her a television. That's a long while ago. That was the 2nd of June last year. 2nd of June? Oh yeah, she wanted me to get. She asked me to get her a television, and she said, "I'd like one like yours or a little smaller." And my answer was, "My TV's huge. There's no way I can." I got this on special offer, and I paid for it over a long time. But this was like over, I think, £1,000 or maybe just under £1,000. It's like, I think, I don't know what size it is. 75, 85, something like that. But I ended up getting her a 55-inch one. Wow. So yeah, it's just having a look when my very first message. What's the very first message? 18th of May last year. 18th of May, my very first message. So as soon as she got a message, this is probably the day I gave her the telephone number. How are you? This was at 6:30. 18th, so it would be a Saturday probably. Cool, thanks, just watching boxing. Oh, okay, that's good. I'm just waiting to see if my friend can borrow me £20 to get food. So I'm like, okay. So I must have, maybe I called her. So I ended up giving her that money. Yeah. So yeah. Oh dear. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of the recording. The end of the recording. La 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 la. Da 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 diddly dee. I'm feeling quite hungry. Anyone else? I can't be bothered to go out though. I might have to cancel going out. I'm not really in the mood. I don't want to go out. I don't. I really don't. But I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Do-do-do. Here we go. Walking down the street. Yeah. Quite tired. How interesting. Deepy dee 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 dee. So I'm just looking at something online. So really, that's pretty much the end of the recording, I do believe. Is it time to eat though? Because when did I eat last? 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, I think I'm going to cancel my meeting. I don't want to go out. After all these nice things I said about him, I just can't be bothered. It's not just that I just can't. Yeah, you know. Not can't be bothered, that's not the right word. I have something to eat and then I'll see how I feel afterwards. So yeah, thank you for listening. I feel like I really wound down this recording to almost a standstill. It's a real blah. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself because you do deserve to be happy. Remember to be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. Lots of love. Bye.